kids, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Bill Fredrick Campground.
That's right, it is a campground that's run by the city of Orlando, and there's been some improvements. So we told you we'd come back. It took a little bit of time because of the pandemic and all that, but here we are back to bring you guys any updates that they had here at the campground. And it's in a good location because it's only about 4.9 miles to the Universal Volcano Bay and Islands of Adventure, and it's also only 16 to 18 miles from the Disney parks.
Right, so it's in a pretty good location, and also as far as pricing, it's very reasonable for what area you're in. Like, it only took us maybe 10 minutes to get from here to Universal.
That's right.
And that's pretty darn good.
That is good, and it's a good price too, because they have partial hookups now and full hookups. That's one of the improvements that they've done here. The partial hookups are only $20 and the full hookups are $25. So how can you beat that?
No,
I mean,
and it's like for us, we're only spending a day here because we did go to Universal last night, and they have a dump station. So,
that's right. So you got water, electric, and a dump for $20.
Yeah, I think that's a win-win.
That's right.
You can't even get a hotel around Orlando for
no, not even
even close to that. So as far as a place to stay, especially being that close to the parks, can't beat it.
Very affordable. Not only that, I know it's not a fancy campground, so you only have a picnic table and pretty much your hookup. So there are no grills.
Yeah, it's not a resort.
Yeah, there's no grill. There aren't any grills. So if you want to grill out, just bring a charcoal grill or whatever grill you might want to bring. And also, there are no fire rings. So I mean, but if you want somewhere to stay, go on a little walk. They have nature walks. You can go fishing at the lake. There's a lot to do.
And even though I said it's not a resort, it kind of is in a way, thinking about it, because they have volleyball courts, they have playgrounds, they have a big swimming pool that they're working on now.
That's right, they're
it's
chiseling
being remodeled.
It all up. Yep.
So they do have a huge swimming pool here.
Yes.
What else? They did have boat rentals, but I'm not sure if they're still going on.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that because of the pandemic right now. But also, they give you a key code, so it is pretty secure. Yeah. Because if you leave after what, I think 7 o'clock, they'll give you a key code to get in. So it is. Yeah. It is gated.
It's gated. And
it's all the surrounding, like behind us, that's all fenced in. So. Some security.
And it's pretty good ways from the front gate. It's all the way to the back of the park. And also, wanted to bring to your attention the petting zoo. Or not a petting zoo. It's just it's just a
little
you can't pet them.
Kids farm.
But yeah, they have a donkey there. His name's Conrad.
That's right. That's Sierra's favorite.
A wild Mustang that they did. These are all rescue animals that they have here. So it's cool for the kids to go over there and look at the goats, the pigs, the roosters. It's a pretty
it's a nice little thing, especially when Sierra was little. She could have spent, even though there aren't that many animals, as you'll see in the video, she would have spent hours there. Oh, yeah. She just loved the animals. So I'm sure if she was younger, that'd be a good little bonus for her to go over there and check it out. So basically $20, and you have pretty much of course you have showers, you have comfort stations, bathrooms, you have the swimming pool. Like we already mentioned, for $20, and also the little zoo thing they have over there. It's called that's all free. It's not extra. But as far as like going over to the zoo and all the walking paths they got here, it's pretty. You can't beat it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. So, and since they've done the renovations, now there are 21 partial hookups. And 13 full hookups. Yeah, so either way, you're going to have water and electric. So if you want to take a look at each of the sites, just check out our other video on Bill Fredrick sites. And I'll try to put a link in the description. Or right here. A card? Yes. Oh, she's getting fancy. It's either here or here, but you'll be able to click on it. And there may be even a link down here in the description. All right, also what I wanted to mention is that even though these pads are fairly level, there are some pads with a little bit of a slope to them. So I noticed on ours, we don't have jacks on our RV, and we don't have the leveling pads with us, but we're sitting on kind of like a little bit of a A little bit of
just a little bit of a slant. Not that bad. Nothing that we can't handle for a night.
That's right. Just kick the water from the shower into the drain a little bit. It puddled up a little bit.
We kind of had to do that last night. Yes. Yeah. So for the most part, they're pretty decent as far as they're not like this. But just another bit of information, they are all back end sites. They do have pretty decent sized rigs here. We've seen them 40 foot, right? Somewhere in there, in that area. Big fifth wheels, big Class A's. So I'm sure to be accommodating to you guys. The site that we're in right now is not really the best site. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's site 16. It backs up.
Backs right up 25. Into another site.
Something else to note here is that there are no cable hookups.
Yeah.
So just in case you were wondering if there is or isn't, there aren't any cable hookups.
We got some channels on the antenna though, the bat wing, good old bat wing. But last night we had a real bad storm.
Yeah.
So nothing was coming through.
Nothing. We had to pop in a Twilight Zone DVD.
But this morning we
got the Twilight Zone.
We turned it on and we had a few channels on the bat wing. So
yeah. The dump station. So of course you may be wondering, you'll see it in the video, there is a dump station here. But since the last video, when they did the remodel, apparently they have removed the water hookup that they had on the loop, and you'll see that in our video. If you'll watch the old video that we put a link to, as well as the quick look through this one, the water hookup is no longer, because now each site has water. So
you're good
they did get rid of that. Another thing to note, if you're coming to this campground, is they do not sell any supplies. So any groceries or RV things, I mean, you're not far from town. Like we said, you're 10 minutes, 12 minutes from Universal.
Yeah.
So that obviously there's shops there and stores, and you could do some shopping. But if you come to the campground, don't expect to buy firewood or any of that stuff here,
right?
Because they don't have anything like that. As I understand it, there is a limit for how long you can stay throughout the year. So now we're going to go ahead and show you guys around the campground and the little animal, all children's animal farm. I'm going to show you all that, and hopefully you find it helpful. And who knows, maybe you'll be coming to Bill Fredrick Campground. take a look at the All Children's Farm. Angel is a dark bay American Mustang. She was a wild horse rescued by loving people who noticed she wasn't walking correctly. They discovered her hooves don't grow correctly and she'll need human care for life. You'll notice white symbols on her fur on the left side of her neck. This is her U.S. Mustang registration number. Right there. Conrad, aka Little Buddy, is our male donkey, but don't tell him that. He's grown up with horses and thinks he's one too. He's curious and gets close to the fence to check you out. Bear, senior white Arabian gelding. After a long career as a grand champion showman on the 4-H circuit, he is enjoying his retirement at Bill Fredrick Park. Then you have Minnie. Minnie's a senior Nigerian goat. She is easy to spot because of her mismatched horns. Goats are ruminants, meaning they have a 4-chambered stomach, and Minnie likes to keep all 4 of hers full. Then you got Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, our playful pygmy goat brothers. Butch Cassidy has a beautiful tortoise shell coloration and tends to be bolder, so that's Butch. And then Sundance has a laid-back attitude and is a pale blonde. Oh, they have a little area here that tells you about each of the animals. I have Pie. Pie's a retired thoroughbred racehorse, spending her retirement at Bill Fredrick Park. She's a beautiful chestnut color with a white patch down her face. Then you have the kitty cat, Miley, our resident mouser. She's been working on the farm for 10 years, keeping the rodents and pests away. She loves sleeping in the sun and seeing all the guests who visit. You got Piggly and Wiggly. They're potbelly pig brothers. Wiggly has a larger white patch covering his belly and up his leg. They are both very talkative and can be heard grunting around their home. If you don't see them at first, take a look in the underbrush. They like to stay in the shade on hot sunny days. So I'm glad they tell about these animals. Let's go check out the chickens and turkeys. That's a big boy. He's coming to check things out. You coming to check things out? Oh, the big boy. Huh? You checking everything out over here? Oh, looks like someone's roosting over there. And they got bunnies. Looks like that bunny's covered himself up. Everything's so nice and clean. All right, starting off with the first improvement, the sign. That's a new sign. Very nice. Also, I noticed the one-way sign is new and the 5-mile-an-hour speed limit is new. If you want to check out a good view of the sites, just check out our other video on Bill Fredrick Campground. This is pretty much just going to show you the upgrades and a few changes. So other than the signs throughout the campground, this is the spot we stayed at before, which was site number 3. It looks like they made it wider, and now it looks like it says campground host. So number 3 is not going to be available. Next thing we noticed that has majorly improved is the blacktop itself. It definitely needed redone, and they have redone it. They've also repainted the numbers so they're more visible. I like that. And I wanted to make special note of a couple of things. That's us. We are at site 15, and see how ours backs up to 25. So if that's something that might be something that you're interested in, that site 15 and 25 are pretty much butted up against each other. Also over here, I'll tell you what the one site is, and then you could see how those two butt up a little bit. So it's site number, this one right here with the maroon car is 18. And this one here, which is 19, also gets pretty close to that big tan one on the other side. I think other than those few, the rest of them are pretty good. They're spread out pretty well. Looks like maybe this number 22, yep, this 22 is kind of like the situation with site number 15 and 25. You can see the vista back there. So those two also are pretty close. Want to go through and show you the dump station real quick. And like I said, if you're interested in seeing a site-by-site video, just check out our other video, Bill Fredrick Campsites. Oh, here's another change. Right across from site 35, that is no longer. So this is the only dump station, which is okay because there's only 36 sites in this campground. But here is the upgraded dump station. Right, it looks like they got new washers and dryers. They close at 6:30, and it's pretty darn close to that time right now. But I did notice that they don't have a pay slot. So I'm assuming that they're free to use. And I don't know what the scale is here for. And they do have a little table for you to fold your clothes, as well as a little sink. All right, here's an update for you. They're redoing the pool. And something I didn't notice last time were all the showers on that wall over there. Guess that just means we'll have to come back and see what this pool looks like once it's done. From the campground, you could walk and do the disc golf if that is something you're interested in doing. And this is the view from the lake. Now, you will hear some traffic because, as you will see as I pan around, because that's some sort of highway. Scott probably knows which one that is. But I still think it's very nice. You can bring your fishing poles out here. There's some people fishing on the other side of those trees over there. And they have a very nice path along the outside of the lake that you can walk, bike, and it's wheelchair accessible as well. Two playgrounds right here. Right across from the two little playgrounds is this huge playground. There are some of the sites, and there is a fence around the back side of those so no one can get in to the campground, so it is secure. Okay, so here's where you check in, and I just want to show you guys how everything is clearly marked. I'm going to fast forward this until we come up to the first sign. There's also a sidewalk on the right hand side there if you wanted to take a nice little walk. Okay, so the first turn you're going to come to is Lot 1, Pavilions 1 and 2, boat rental, swimming pool, which is closed right now, the drone zone, and disc golf, the woods course, and there are some restrooms. So that'll be your first left. Now let's keep going straight towards the campground. Alright, the second left you're going to be able to make off this road is Pavilion 3 and 4, another picnic area. The playgrounds are over there, volleyball, and more restrooms down that way. Just wanted to show you guys that as you keep going down this path, down this road, the walkway still continues along the side. Okay, we are now at turn number 3 to the left and number 4, which is Sierra's favorite, to the right. If you make a left, you'll see the fishing pier, fitness and exercise area, restrooms, and 2 more pavilions. And if you make a right, you'll see lot 4, pavilion number 6, nature connection, trail, children's farm, and restroom. So of course, that's Sierra's favorite. Let's continue. And here we are back at the campground.
All right, guys, that ought to do it for us here at Bill Fredrick Campground. We had a good time staying here, close to the parks like we said. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, something that's very reasonable price.
Very.
For what you get, you can't beat it in the location. So until next time, guys, we hope to see you somewhere on the road.
That's right. Bye. And who knows, maybe someday you'll come to Bill Fredrick Campground. I can't even speak.
Yeah.